Hello and welcome to another episode. This time I'll be playing the Drell Adept. Of note, the Drell are a good bit different from most of the other species I've been playing so far. But first let me get into the powers. I'm going to be using Reave and Pull. But the most important thing to keep in mind here is that the Drell have very, very low health and barriers, but they compensate for that by being very small and very fast. I'm also, because I have Reave, I'm going to still get some decent damage reduction, and I'm going to be relying on Reave and the Lancer for my damage output. I grabbed Pull primarily to deal with Guardians, but it's all around just a decent and highly spammable skill. So let's get this underway. You'll notice, especially if you watch the N7 Destroyer and then this video, this character is colossally fast. He is, and I imagine all the Drell are the same speed. He doesn't have any special things, just the Drell racial. But even just moving normally, you can see the difference in speed. And I will be more or less pressed up against cover the whole time. I didn't mention it when I was going over the powers just briefly, because I wanted to get into the game more quickly. For Reave, I actually took the radius specialization on it, because I wanted to be able to affect multiple targets. And I mentioned it when I was going over the Asari Justicar. Reave, the more times you cast it on a target, the more damage per second it does. Every Reave is counted independently. So being able to hit a target with multiple Reaves absolutely has the effect one might expect from hitting a target with multiple Reaves. It's not like a lot of the other powers where it's one buff and all you're doing is resetting the duration. Which makes it pretty reliable as a primary damage source. Let's see, what do we have here? Some sort of Turian. Krogan. And it looks like another Turian? Got some fighty people here. Alright, so one of the interesting things about the Drell is actually their melee combo. Crap. You saw he did a bunch of like flips and kicks and stuff. Which, doing flips is cool. But I need to not be here. Back up a bit. Continue to tag these hunters. Alright, doing well, doing well. Krogan has the thing. That's the Krogan Warlord Sentinel. They're really nasty. If you ever really want to just kill everything in melee, that's the guy to do it. Shit. Alright, so the objectives are done. I wasn't really that close to the objectives while they were getting worked on, but I did manage to kind of provide some fire support nonetheless. Damn, fuck. Let my character recover a bit. And light this hunter up. So Reave and Pull will both prime biotic combos as well, but I don't believe either one will detonate them. So if I have a teammate spamming warp like one of these guys is, they can feed off of me, but my powers are pretty useful by themselves, even without being able to combo them up. And another nice part about Reave is because it doesn't have a projectile, it can't be avoided. Oh, I can absolutely detonate biotic combos by myself. Excellent news. I feel like the Drell would be really handy in under the command of someone who's good at playing more twitchy characters. Because you're so fast, you have to kind of be everywhere all at once. Because the Drell has to stay on top of everything happening anywhere near them. Reave also there might have been a little bit difficult to see, but I was flanked and there was the pyro there. What I actually did was hit the pyro with a Reave to stagger him, so that it bought me just a moment to get out, and it worked. I got out, managed to turn around and come back. Yeah, hit me with your siege bombs. I don't want it. Don't want it. Another really nice part about Reave is that it complements the M7 Lancer pretty ideally. The Reave itself gets a damage bonus against barriers and armor, and the Lancer handles barriers just fine. But armor is kind of a struggling point until you get the right modules for it, and Reave fixes that. Get him dead. That was a waste. Pull also is one of those powers that does not work against armored enemies. I think it does. I think every power does something like 100 damage to enemies regardless. But it's not really worth the cooldown compared to Reave. Alright. That guy's down. We did lose a player in there. I don't know if he disconnected on purpose or lagged out. But one of the Turians is gone. But that's alright. I think we'll be able to survive. This round is going fairly well. Get behind this terminal, or this wall real quick. I need the wall to survive. It's where I hide. Shit. And it appears my cooldown is just short enough to be able to chain stagger these hunters, which is really good, because otherwise I would have been in a bad way. Shit. So a lot of the heavier enemies have some sort of movement skill that allows them to essentially just hop over cover. Banshees, Brutes, all of those will do it. And as you can see there, the bombers also have one. It's about to do it here, I think. And we'll grab the Geth Trooper. Revive him. Overall, this is a solid character, and your mobility is hard to argue with. But I don't know that I would make an entire team full of Drell. It might work out, but you'd have a really hard time with missions like this, I think, where you have to hold a location for an extended period of time. As long as you could continually fight on the withdrawal, I think you'd be just fine. But the hold the location missions would be difficult for a full team of Drell. Although that said, I was doing alright there, but you've seen in some of the other videos, occasionally the location that he picks is just terrible. And a lot of times you get by the really bad locations using brute force. And brute force isn't really a thing that these guys are good at. Also, there was also an interesting little quirk there that I was kind of abusing. When you get hit by a powerful attack, it will take out your shields, but it won't do any further damage. And it doesn't really matter how much shields you have at the time. So if your shields can regenerate a little bit, you'll get the ability to stop another powerful attack in much the same way. And I was able to use that against the rocket troopers because my shield cooldown is short enough that I was regenerating something like a quarter of my shields, and you can see that a full hit, or even full shields against one of the hits from the rocket troopers was enough to bring them down. But because I was able to regenerate a quarter of them between missiles, did we lose the Krogan too? Hope not. Oh no. Apparently I've been disconnected or something. Yep. So let's see what happens here, because this will be exciting. Well, I did just get something through on comms, so I think it's the host that lagged or crashed or something. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna do this for a little bit. I might as well. Connection to the game has been lost. Oh, well, I lost it entirely, so I guess I'm gonna cut this episode short. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. The Drell Adept is actually fairly fun to play, but it definitely could use a bit more staying power for my taste. But if you like the kind of twitchy, high-speed characters, you'll probably like the Drell Adept. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.